seem to have a problem, and it's not our end. Facebook keep closing us down as not being appropriate and trying to sell to masses, something like that anyway. So if it goes off again, trust me, we'll get just a video to you, but in the meantime, stick with us. So Liz is going to start her activity, as I hope you are. You've got a pad under your head, and you're already breathing. So Liz is going to put her arms and reach them up as though they're active arms. Big breath in, and as she exhales, she's going to roll up. So roll up and down, up you go. Have a huge inhale as you prep, and breathing out. Liz will roll again. So remember, keep going, Liz. You're going to do about 5 to 8 of these as you warm your spine up, and in doing it, you're going to keep your chin knotted into your throat, and as you roll down, time to do it. But keep breathing, inhaling and exhaling. Obviously, you actually need to have it so that your alignment goes from shoulders through hips, through to heels, kneecaps level, down again she goes. Big breath in, exhaling, up she goes. This is going to stay up on this one, okay? Assuming it's not in your back, you're going to start doing your beating of your arms in your 100 position. So while you breathe deep in and out, as long as your back feels flat, you're actually starting to warm up the spine and your nervous system and your breath, and your crown of your head with your beautiful hairstyles to the ceiling. I would just love to wonder what you're all wearing in your own homes for this, but anyway, Liz is going to keep breathing deeply in and out, in and out, in and out, and on the next breathing out, she's going to roll the spine all the way down. That's the upper body warmed up. Liz, keep your arms still now. We'll do a few hip rolls, remember, so hands are flat down on the floor. Exhaling now, pelvic tilt, roll the tailbone up, tilt the pubic bone up, and roll her spine and stay. Big breath in. Exhale, push down on your heels and bring your rib cage away from your neck as you roll your spine back down again, vertebra by vertebra. Remember, it's a sequence and rolling. Big breath in again. Breathing out, she'll roll up again. So for those of you just physically doing it and listening rather than viewing, think of the movement pattern going, rolling through, up and down. You'll end up doing about 5 or 6 if you're doing about the pace that we're showing it here. Exhaling, rolling up, and again, if there's no pain anywhere, it's all great. If you can feel your hamstrings, remember, even better. If it's in your lower back, don't roll up as high and keep it really low. Okay, that was your last one, Liz. From that position there, then Liz is going to now bring one leg up into tabletop. With that leg in tabletop, she's going to put her hand behind that thigh. And then the second leg will come into tabletop. So you've now got both legs up in the air with both hands behind your thighs. And the rolling starts again. Big breath in. Exhale and nod your chin, Liz, and roll up. So everyone remember, crown of the head to the ceiling, nose between the knees, breathe, and roll back down again. Taking it to a single breath, it's going to be breath out to roll. So off we go. Exhale, up you go. And inhale, down you go. I can't hear you breathe. Let me hear you breathing. Exhaling, up you go. Inhaling, keeping the chin drawn in, down you go. Make sure your toes stay level with each other. Just 2 more like this. And after this next one, you'll stay up. So we'll wait for you to stay up, everyone. Exhale, you roll to stay up. Now that you're up there, keep your nose pointing to your knees. It's time to push your heels to the ceiling as you breathe out. And inhale, bend those knees in again. Remember, your lumbar spine will feel very, very flat through the sacrum as you reach up and back down again. Crown of the head stays reaching up to the ceiling, up you go. You feel as though your abdominal area is completely flat, shrunken, and mashing together all the cakes you ate over the weekend. Oh, that would be me. Next time your legs go up in the air, stay. And inhale, leave your legs there, roll down. Exhale, roll back up again. Okay, if as you roll up and down, it's too intense to have your legs straight. Intense means your hamstrings are pulling on your back. You feel it's just not right. Simply bend your legs in again, or soften off at the knees. So let's show them how they can just soften at the knees. That's it, exhaling up and inhaling down. And one final breath out to roll the spine up and rolling back down again. Okay, Liz is going to pull her knees into her chest. She's going to have a breather. Your next position will be standing on the floor. So get yourselves ready, don't rush. There's no one here to chase you anymore. So standing up on your mats. Remember, if you've not got a mat, you could use a towel. Just make sure you've got a space where you can't knock the television over or stand on the cat or break the heirloom of a vase. Hands across the chest. So your feet are parallel, check. Your knee joints are more relaxed, check. And your pelvis isn't the best as neutral as you can achieve. And you're ready for your squats. So you send your sitting bones back. Keep your chest from dropping too low. So the thinking of pushing your hands against your chest as you squat. Everyone, do 2 more squats. Please breathe deeply and make sure you start to feel your hamstrings and glutes. Stay down there, Liz. So we're staying in your next squat. Notice where your pelvis is. Breathe deeply in and out. I'm going to make your pelvic tilt in this moment. So breath out to use your pelvic floor and do that tiny flexion at the lumbar area. Stay and breathe into it and then breathe out and return from it. Okay, we're going to do that 3 more times. The breath out is the pelvic floor tilt. Your lumbar spine feels lovely when you don't just do a bum chuck or a bum thrust. It's a pelvic tilt, as you know, with the oblique and the pelvic floor. And let that go to the next exercise. You're going to exhale now, nod your chin, and forwards bend your ribcage part of the spine. Let your arms hang by your sides, just hang, relax. Your arms will hang, fingers nearer the shins if you're doing this efficiently. Keep breathing in this position. Again, nothing in the back. On the next breath out, you will roll further down. Once you've rolled all the way down, you walk your hands forwards enough to press them flat. Stay where you are. If in this position you keep your hands flat and your heels down, push your legs straight up, not straight, but straighter to get your hamstrings. And then inhale, release. We've done this before in the studio. Now, we're going to walk into your long line position. That means you walk forwards. If you're using a mat, get the mat to be your means of symmetry. So Liz, you go a bit further forwards. So these are the thinking points. Are your heels to the sky? Is your head, crown of the head, reaching forwards? And have you pulled your shoulders away from your neck? Is your bottom slightly higher than you think it should be? But yours was perfect, Liz, so don't move it. That's for the people watching who I know wouldn't be. And then Liz is just going to go straight to hands and knees because that's where we want to play. Once you've pulled your knees down, take your body into your tabletop position, which is the position where you're all used to. Pull your shoulders away from your neck, and the first sequence will be a cat stretch and your cow stretch. So, here we go. On the breathing out, you will roll around your spine, crown of the head down, tailbone tilted, and on your breath out again, you'll take yourself through the opposite range, extending the spine, head style to the sky, tailbone reaching high, breathe again. Breathing out, you will roll, pelvic tilt, pelvic roll, flex, 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 shoulders away from your neck, big breath in. And breathing out, reverse that sequence. Pull your cleavage and your hairstyle forwards, men. Big breath in, and from here, Liz is going to take it to a flattened spine, at which point she's going to stay. So make your back as flat as you can. So that's that horizontal sense. You know you're in a safe place. It may not be the right place, but as long as there's no pain, it's a safe place. Okay, from there, Liz is going to exhale, tuck her toes under her feet a bit more, and hover her knees off the floor. Stay for a breath in, and breathe out and come down. Liz, pull your ribcage in a tad more, so make it a tad flatter. Exhaling, up she'll go again. So we'll do this 5 times. And push into your armpit. So Liz, if you pull your shoulders forwards a bit, there you go, that's better, isn't it? And lower down again. Keep breathing. Exhale, ribcage, oblique connect. Pull your bum cheeks tight together. Breathe, and lowering down. Okay, stay down this time. If in any of that it went into your lower back, take your back into a round stretch, like a cat stretch. So exhale and cat stretch, everyone. Let's make sure we're all safe. Stay in your cat stretch and make sure you breathe into that position to stretch everything out, and then find yourself back into straight spine. Let's be able to do some press ups. So walk your hands as wide as your mat is, or even for some of you, actually off the sides of your mat. So you've done these presses with us before. It's the wide elbow press. So exhaling, wide elbow, chest down, and push back up. Breathe. And exhaling, so the wide elbow, rib cage, armpit, and push back up. Breathe. You're going to do 5 of these more. So 5 more go. Every single time you go down, think of your body weight travelling forwards. Remember, a smaller distance. So Liz, don't go as deep. You don't have to go down deep to feel a lot of benefit to the tricep and the lats. That's good. But do on the breath out, I think, push yourself away from the floor. Liz is going to do 3 more, and so are you. unless of course it's in your back, in which case go back to your cat stretching. Last time, Liz. And then after that last one, Liz is going to tuck her toes under her feet again. We're going to end up doing the pyramid shape. So it's the bottoms high, heels high, pyramid. Up you go, Liz, when you're ready with a breath out. Everyone stay in your first pyramid, just keep breathing. In pyramid, principles are heels high, hips high, push the ground away, think of your lats, thorax and armpits, and if you keep the breath, you'll keep the thoracic area kind of mobile. All right, from that position there, Liz is going to walk her hands backwards to her feet. So we're going to come out of pyramid, walking back, bending the legs, because we want to end up in the forwards roll down position and then rolling the spine back up, using your breath out till you find yourself back in the upright position. Wonderful, Liz. Okay, from that position there, we're going to do standing lunge. So Liz, will you step your left leg forwards so you end up, okay, so you step forwards, everyone. This is how we make this more accurate. You step forwards, pull your bottom back and make the load go through the hamstring glute on your front leg. From there, see if you can go down an inch and up, down an inch and up. Breathe. Again, if it's in your hamstring and glute, not in your knee joints, it has to be good. So keep pushing down through your heel. If this doesn't feel good to you, just go back to squats again until we finish this in the sequence. So we're trying to warm up your single leg positions using this. So Liz is going to do this next one and finish it and do her best to stand with the legs coming back together again. Compose yourself, everyone. Make everything level, breathe. And you're ready with your other leg, whichever other leg you have. For Liz, it's the left leg. Step forwards. Once you're forwards, reorganise your posture. So the most significant thing here is that you sit your bottom back and you breathe. If you're not sure it's in the right place, it would not be in your hamstring glutes. So if it's in your hamstrings and glutes, you're good. So you're going to push up a bit and back down. You're thinking of the diagonal lines. The diagonals sit back and up. If you push with your front heel, you'll get that diagonal. Keep the load limited through the back leg. And if you breathe deeply in and out, so push a bit more, Liz, if you can, make that back leg straighter. You're in there. Breathe, breathe. Okay, this is the last one you'll do. Breathe. And Liz is going to do her best to stand back and look amazing. Ta-da! Thank you, Liz. All right, we're going to go away from standing now and come back to seated on the floor. I nearly said reformer. No reformers here. So, Liz, if you sit about middle of your mat, everyone sit towards the middle of your mat because that'll give you the space you need. You should have a block for under your head or a little cushion, not a pillow. We're not going to go to sleep just now, but a cushion that's very thin would help you people with your necks. So, Liz is going to have her arms out reaching. Exhaling, Liz will then tuck the bottom under and roll back halfway. Pull the chin to the throat, Liz, as you go. Everyone stop in that moment. So you're stopping there, keeping your chin pushing down to your pubis. Have a breath in, and then breathe out, and you'll roll back up again, leading with the crown of the head. It's back to that hairstyle thing. So you go through C-shaped spine to I-shape. Exhale, C-shaped spine, nod your chin in, bend your ribs more straight away. Big breath in, and coming back, leading with the crown of your head, up you come. And up you come, and again. So you've got 2 or 3 more of these. Again, if it's in your back, just do it the way you know how, or stay lying down, going back to that abdominal curl and uncurl position. Next time Liz rolls backwards, she's going to stay. So stay in that position where you've been going to, but this time let your head look forwards, let the crown of your head reach up, and slowly put your hands to the floor. Breathe there and make sure you feel as though it's all working in your abdominal area and nothing in your lower back. If it's in your lower back, come up a bit, Liz, so come up a bit. It wasn't in Liz's lower back, I'm just being horrible there, so I want her to come up a bit more. Once you're up there, our first exercises are here are to salute and return. Big breath. Exhale, salute the other side. So we're now waking up the obliques. Now we'll do the same, alternate legs. See if you can let one leg lift up and float back down. Breathe. Exhale, float the other leg up and back down. Breathe. Okay, everyone stay and roll back up again. Because these are first sessions in your home, we're going to make sure they're not quite as intense, but they definitely work things, okay? So So Liz is going to do that same sequence again, and you're going to join her. So exhale, find your seated rolling tucking position. Notice how she's tilted. Liz is then going to put her hands to the floor, reach her head to the sky, point her nose straight ahead, and exhale to salute. Inhaling back down. So you salute, and that will switch the obliques off, and back down. Then we're going to legs. 1, and back down. Breath. Keep the breath going. Don't worry about whether it's an inhale or exhale. Just breathe deeply. Now, next level, salute this time, Liz, and pull up your opposite diagonal leg. So you're in this diagonal here. Breathe. She'll then return from there, and she'll salute. So you end up in this kind of opposite arm, opposite leg position. Excellent, Liz. You should become a teacher. You're looking really, really good. Exhale, salute, and bring your leg up. Inhale, back down. And last time, I hope you're doing this with us. I hope you're quivering and shivering like Liz is. And back down she goes. Big breath in. She's going to reach her arms forwards. She's going to roll from the rib cage part of the spine all the way up. And voila. Okay, from that position there, Liz is going to sit on her bum facing you in a straddle type position. So, is it goodbye time? All right, so Liz, at home, can people sit on their mats with their legs wide open? So Liz, go on the floor. Let's see. Just see if you can sit with your legs open. If you can't, cross your legs over. So let's show them cross legs. I need to get you stretching sideways somewhat. So Liz, put your arms by your sides. Thank you. And then take it so that your left arm's up in the air. With the left arm up in the air, you're going to take it into your side bend. So just go bend over this way. Her elbow will bend. Have a huge inhale just here. And then exhale, return back up again. Arm to the floor. She'll take her other arm up in the air. Big breath. Exhaling, your other elbow will bend as you go over. You're allowed to have dancer's fingers like Liz is demonstrating. Let's hope that you've all got those. And back up again. Okay, Liz, take your arms forwards like a dancer. That you are. And do forwards flexion, forwards bend. Exhale, you will forwards roll your ribcage part of the spine. Have a breath in, and then breathing out, you'll stack the spine back up again. Okay, and put your arms by your sides, Liz. Liz is going to take her right leg out sideways and leave her left leg bent. And this is another stretch for you when you haven't got equipment. Liz is going to turn her nose to point to her big toe of her right leg. So turn and have your nose pointing to your right leg. She's then going to bring her left arm so it's on the inside of her other leg. That's it. So now you've got one hand on one side of the thigh on the floor and one hand on the other side. So put your hands on the floor, Liz. You're going to do forwards bend without twisting your hips. Exhaling, nod your chin and forwards bend. Bend your elbows as you go. Stay for a big breath in. And now reach both hands over the toes. Stay there for a huge inhale. Breathing out, you reverse the spine back. Bring your hands to either side of your leg. And then you'll turn the chest back to the center. Okay, it's time for the other leg. So, reorganize the body. I'll just remind you what's happening here. You've got your right leg bent, or the other leg bent, and the leg that we're stretching through out in a diagonal. You're sat with your nose and your cleavage pointing down that left-hand side, if that is your straight leg. And then, exhaling, it's back to that. Bend your rib cage, nod your chin, elbows will bend as you forwards bend, then you reach. Liz is ahead of the game because she's just so amazing. Breathe, breathe, breathe. It should feel lovely. Don't force anything, just find it. And then bend your elbows, bend your arms, place your hands flat to the floor, and reorganize the spine back. Now see if you can take both legs out wide into a straddle. We call this straddle, okay? And then once again, put your hands now flat on the floor just in front of you. A lot of people can't do this, but some people can, so why not do it? Exhale, bend your elbows and forwards bend your rib cage. You're trying to get your chin to your chest, and you're trying to get your rib cage to bend over your belly button. And now reach both hands right out sideways to your tuxes. Breathe, breathe, breathe. From there, let the hands come up and let the crown of your head come up so you end up in an extended position. Hands come together, Liz, and you reach right up. You're doing brilliantly, Liz. Big breath in and breathing out, relax everything down. Okay, a momentary pause, bring your legs together, have them bend. We're going to do some bar work, so Liz is now going to come up to standing at our wonderful bar, and I'm going to keep my measured distance. Alright, you can either use, remember, a chair or a work surface, but something where you can physically put on your hands, put your hands on even. So Liz is going to turn to face the bar, I think is the best way. With facing the bar, her feet are parallel, so she's got parallel feet, she's facing the bar, her arms are bent. From that position there, then we'll go through some basic positioning. First of all, bend your knees so your ankles and knees bend, and then stand up again. So you'll bend and stand, and bend and stand. As you're doing that, you're just getting ready to have smaller but very intense movements as you breathe. Next time Liz bends at the ankle and knee, she's going to stay. From there, remember you're holding a surface. Now let's just make sure you're not against a kitchen cupboard, but in theory you should be able to roll through your ankles, tiptoes, and roll back down, without it being that the pelvis tucks under, and ideally you're not wanting to end up standing tall. So several times, this is you warming up your ankles, keeping your ankles mobile, keeping the connection with your knees and your hip flexors. The next time Liz raises up, she's going to stay. And in that position, everyone, just start your deep breathing so that you don't just go with, all my legs are killing me, breathe. As you start breathing then, we'll have the pelvic tilt with the breath out. So you flex at the lumbar tiny bit with the breath out. Rachel Murphy discovered how to do this the other day. It's quite different from just thrusting your pelvis. Top tip, pelvic tilt. Obliques are it, so you tilt and therefore you get the lumbar spine stretch. The next time you find yourself in your neutral, stay, and now we have your back staying flat as though measured against the wall. You'll bend your knees and they'll go further forwards, and you'll push back up to stand. Don't start too deeply, so let's make sure we get more endurance. And don't go as deep, just go to the place where you feel as though you could do about 10. So if we say about 10 is a good amount to do to endure these muscles, and you're breathing deep in and out. So rather than thinking just legs, think of the abdominal area, core stabilising and taking some of your load. So let's say you've got another 3, so we're counting 3, breathing, 2, and last time. Next time you're going to go down and stay. And you finish this little sequence in parallel with your pelvic tilts again. So breathing out, pelvic floor and oblique connect, inhale, release. So pull your sitting bones under, lightly, not like pulling the bum cheeks tight, it's more pelvis, frontal that you want to get happening. Okay, and then the next time you find yourself in neutral, stay. Listen for the transition, squeeze your heels together, yes, your heels are still off. And then push your heels down so your feet go flat. So heels together, heels up. So now you become your inner ballet dancer. So this is everyone's dream, even the men amongst us. So you peel to tiptoes and back down. And exhale, pick up your heels and press them down. At this point, if your heels come away from each other, we don't mind. We're not being pedantic, so we're just trying to get you moving. Next time Liz's tiptoes lift up, she stays. So just a reminder, everyone, we're in turnout. You're in your plie version of life with your heels up, okay? So now that she's there, now that we're there, she's going to take it deeper and then stand up tall. Okay, keep going with that, Liz. So all of you who can do this without any knee pain or hip pain, you are in turnout. For those of you who we know can't do it because of hip issues, go back to your parallel and work in parallel. So I think you know who you are. I won't publicly mention you. If it was in a group, I would, but you know, I need to be nice. So Liz is doing her plies. She's lowering down, and this time she'll stay down. So stay where you are, Liz. Big breathing in and out. Exhaling then. Just have a look down at where your thigh bones are, because I can see that Liz isn't quite straight, and everything in me wants to go and alter her pelvis, but I'm not allowed. Can't do it. So Liz, look at your thighs, look at your knees, and go down an inch and up an inch. Just for everyone's encouragement, Liz is quivering like a leaf in a breeze. Her hair is just about holding off the quiver, if it is getting there. Okay, you're going to do 2 more. You should be at that place of fatigue. That's what we're doing this for. And all the way up, and Liz is going to put her heels down and breathe. Thank you, Liz. You now can take a bow. All right, let's come back to the floor area. So go back to your side position, okay, which isn't as easy to do without equipment. So sideways lying list, no matter which way you go. And in sideways position, you still have a pad under your head, and we'll start off with a basic Pilates mat work move. Let's just pull your shoulders backwards a bit, as in the whole of your shoulder. Look at the side of your mat, everyone. Everything in me wants to go and correct this picture. Look at your front side of the mat and make sure that your body, from your shoulder through your hips through to your heels, has a similar distance away from that front edge. As long as right now you feel no pain, we're going to get on with this, but it is a new move to those that don't do mat work Pilates. This is going to reach our arm and have the palm facing the car park. You have your palm facing outwards. In other words, arm by your side, and yay! All right, so it's called sideline balance on mat work Pilates. You exhale and float your right leg to hover, breathe in, and then breathe out and bring your second leg back up. Breathe in, and then lower both legs down as you breathe out. Harder than you think, okay? Keep going. It's top leg lift a little bit, and it really is a little bit. No higher than your hip bones. So your top leg wants to lift so that it's no higher than the pelvis, and then both legs lower down. Keep going. Try and do about 8. For the people that are struggling with this, bend your underneath leg and just do your top leg lifting and lowering. The lift isn't a Rosemary Conley type of fat burning exercise for your thighs. It's a Pilates exercise for your abductors. So you're working through your oblique, which is your waist area, and your side bottom, which is your abductors. Keep moving with this activity. Again, if you're still struggling, we will do some modifications through another video for this, but you can also have your hand forward. So let's just show them with the hands forwards. No, the top hand to the floor. We didn't rehearse this one earlier. And okay, so your hand can offer you a little bit of stability, and that'll help this work. So how do you know if it's in the right area? It will go from your side bottom, side thigh, all the way up to your rib cage area, depending on how strong you are, really. This is going to do one more. And after that one, she's going to bend her legs in. She's then going to sit herself up facing the front and come over to the other side, still facing the front. So take a little pad with you, your pillow, your blanket, your cuddly toy, whatever it is. And so remember the setup I gave you. Line yourself up with the front edge of your mat. And again, let's put your shoulders further back. Not really sure what you're looking at. You need to go to Specsavers. Okay, reaching your hands, keep breathing. And first assessment is, can you lift a leg? Breathe. Can you bring your second leg up? Breathe. And then lower it down. So remember, this is the routine. Exhale, your top leg reaches and lifts. So don't lift it as high, reach it further. That's it, you're in. And then the second leg reaches and lifts. Then both legs lower down. Your rib cage needs to be connected. So let's get your ribs to more connect. So core connects through the ribs. Second leg. Breathe. And then lower back down. This is actually quite a discipline to do this move. And lift and lift. It's also very easy to roll the hips forward. So usually the top hip can roll forwards and it shouldn't. So let's just pull your, yeah, there you go. Lift, lift. Don't worry, I can't see you. So as long as you don't feel anything, I'm not going to correct you on mine. Breathe. It's the exhale, lift. Inhale, exhale, second left lift. And inhale, exhale, draw both legs down. Again on this one, keep going with it. If the breathing gets upside down, it's not going to change your life. It's more to help the trunk stabilise you as you do the breath. Okay. You're going to do 2 more if you can. So 2 more, reach, reach. Remember, it's called side line balance. So the sense of having to balance is part of it. Only move the top leg if on moving the underneath leg you completely rock and roll around the place. And I think there's one more. And then pull your knees into your chest, everyone, and have a little relax. All right, so from that position there, just a little bit of breathing. I do believe that brings us to the end of the moment. So we've done a 30-minute session, and we need to now see what's happening. Okay, so lovely for those of you that have watched and are engaging with us. We're going to do this even if there's only one person in this place, which might happen really from tomorrow onwards. But today we'll do all we can, and we might even do another live stream, you never know. But anyway, I think we want to say goodbye. So goodbye, you've had workout number 1. Please interact with us, because we're committed to interacting with you. Have your questions, have a request of an exercise, sensible of course, and of course we will therefore show that, talk through that, and make sure you get everything you need in your home. We've loved doing this actually. Once we got going, this has been really nice, hasn't it? Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Cherie, who you can't see but who's typing away there, and Rach. Okay, we will see you again. Stay safe and clean.